9 signs you have above average empathy. Empathy is the feeling of understanding you have towards the emotions of others. It involves placing oneself in the position of others so that way you can understand what the person is feeling. It is also about meeting needs, giving attention, showing concern, care, and love. An empath is someone who shows interest to someone or something. They are soft-hearted souls, loving, understanding, emotional, and caring. They want to be there for others. Most of the time, they put their feelings of others ahead of theirs, and they do these voluntarily without coercion. To help others is natural to them. The sentiments of empaths go way beyond humans. They also empathize with animals, plants, and even inanimate objects. The empath can feel the pain of a dog trapped in a cage, and can go the extent of searching it out, even if it's in the dark. So empaths, I will call special breeds, display empath in ways that oneself would wonder if they think about themselves at all. They live their lives completely at service of others, most times to their detriments. They often feel responsible for people's pain and problems, doing everything possible to solve these problems. Empaths often take other people's needs above their own while helping them. They tend to neglect their own needs, and this goes to the extent that they become overwhelmed and drained. Most times they are taken for granted, and sometimes even being manipulated. It is essential to know if you go overboard with empathy. In this video, we have 9 signs to check out for if you show over average empathy. But before moving on to this list, if you enjoy watching this video, please help like and share this video, guys. 1. You always seek to understand people's point of view. Empathy is fundamentally about understanding and connecting with others. As an empath, your life's major goal is to put yourself in the position of others and understand what others are passing through. You want to know where people are coming from and why they act in a particular way so you can relate with them better. Your steps are measured, your actions are carefully thought out, you weigh the pros and cons, ensuring that however you act or whatever you say will cover all concerned. Despite the background, tribe, occupation, race, color, you don't discriminate. Instead, you accept people based on their uniqueness and individuality, and you choose to act with them as such, undermining your own needs. 2. You want to fix people. When you see flaws in people, you always want them to change, and you take up the job of changing them. Whether people call you for help or not, you're always there. Yes, you want the best for others, but you can go overboard most times, feeling you know the best way to help people out of their situations. You always see the lapses in people and do not hesitate to tell them. You also always think you know the best way to correct these lapses. Dear empath, you should know that caring is awesome, but don't go overboard. Especially when you're not asked, it is irritating and annoying for the ones who you are helping. You will notice that this attitude has made people undermine and take you for granted because they feel you are trying to change them. Soon your family and friends may start complaining and hate you for this, and they may not even see your worth for what it really is. 3. It is always others, not you. You are always people conscious and people oriented. Others always come first, even before you. Yes, you shower love, attention, and compassion, but there is hardly anything that you keep for yourself. I bet you cannot remember when the last time you had a treat for yourself, or when you went shopping or bought that dress that you've wanted for so long. Do you even relax and have fun? I doubt it. Aside priorities, for you, every other amount of time, money should be used for the benefit of others. It is either you are giving charity or donations, or you are doing community service. Your life is just about others. You feel bad using nice stuff because you feel you do not deserve them, or maybe you feel someone else requires them more than you. 4. You fear rejection. Being an understanding person, you know what it is to be hurt and rejected, so you fear this yourself. Since you are people-oriented, being rejected is like the worst thing that can happen to you, and you do everything possible to avoid this. This is why you go great lengths and always be there for people, because you want them to feel your presence, need, and importance. It hurts you deeply when someone rejects you or your gesture of kindness, even as much as you have been hurt. Instead of salvaging your self-pride, you may think you are rejected because of your incompetence in your part, and you begin finding ways to make up with such people, so that way you can be accepted back. 5. You abhor violence. Bad situations, tragedy, and violence really gets you down. Whenever you hear of fights, injustice, war, on TV and newspapers, it troubles you greatly. Watching movies that display bloodshed, fights, wars, hunger, or pain is unbearable to you. It triggers deep emotions such that you may start shedding tears, shaking, or you may even refuse to eat. You may even start experiencing nightmares and become sick. It usually takes a while before you can be at peace again. This is until you find something that will take your mind off violence, and anytime you recall, it triggers negative reactions. Being that you abhor violence, you also stand against it. You are always known for defending the helpless and fighting against injustice. 6. Contending with inner demons. As an aftermath of all the stress, negative energies you absorb, self-neglect, and the energy spent on building others, you can find out that you have enough tough emotions to contend with. While you are alone, you can be moody, sad, miserable, and sometimes frustrated. Though you trivialize these emotions, you always feel them. You notice that they are more intense with the passing years. They drain you and make you weary, though you hardly show it. 7. You are taken for granted. Want to know if you show over average empathy? Here's a tip. People take advantage of you. They have known you over time that you can do anything to be there for them, so they no longer value you. They know that every sacrifice made, money spent, and time used means a lot to you, so they continually make you do that for them. Once they notice you have the resources at your disposal, they drain you, and then they just leave. It's too bad that you hardly have the courage to leave them, even when you barely benefit from them. People always see you as disposable and use you for what they have to offer. They barge in and out of your life whenever they want, and you always have to be there. Most times this is detrimental to you, as you suffer lack, pain, hunger, and want, all in the bid to please others. 8. You're always compromising. Your plans are always set aside to accommodate others, and there is always a reason you give for this compromise. You can easily buy ice cream for your friends from the money you refuse to use for yourself because you were saving up. You may have had a very hectic day. You can't refuse going out with your friend who asks you for a ride to the mall. You do not know how or when to say no. Even if you know you deserve to say no, you always see countless reasons why you should say yes. Over average empathetics usually wear themselves out because of stress, an overload of responsibilities, and lack of self-care. As much as they love to care, they should start taking priorities in themselves before others. Finding true love in themselves and developing their self-worth is a necessity. Without this, life would hold no true meaning. 9. Addictions. Empaths tend to resort to these kinds of things as a means of escape from their stress and overwhelming lives. Alcohol, sex, drugs are some ways you can use as a form of self-protection against the pain you face and brunt that you take from serving others. Gradually, you get addicted to them because they help you mask your pain and give you temporary relief, allowing you to take on more workload. Although these can allow you to feel at ease momentarily, resorting to this stuff is totally wrong. There are definitely a lot better ways to handle your situation. You can start practicing meditation, learn to say no to things that you aren't willing to do, put up a healthy boundary, and a lot more. Just stay and explore this channel and you will find lots of tips on how empaths can thrive and survive without getting overwhelmed and drained. Well, those are 9 signs you have above average empathy. So what's your opinion about this? I hope you enjoy watching this cool video, and if you have something on your mind, don't hesitate to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell to join our notification squad. Thanks for watching.